A lot of stuff was going on in the Battletech world from Catalyst Game Labs with Blaine Pardoe last week. We covered already the lawsuit that Blaine is going through in order to get his royalties from the Topps Corporation, who owns all of this all the way down. He's not getting paid his due, and it seems to be a problem that's stemming from these people wanting to take him down. Now, at the same time he's not getting paid, this company re-released an anthology where his work is in it, prominently featured, as of course Blaine Pardoe is one of the most famed Battletech writers. He did a lot of the work on the lore. Him and Michael A. Stackpole are really the two that people love from this whole group. And on the Amazon listing, they list every author in the book except for him. Now, he got a win today after we've been putting the pressure on. I put it on Fandom Pulse, my Substack, where I'm reporting news every morning, which you guys should sign up for if you're not already. It's in the description below. And, of course, we put a lot of social media pressure on them as well. And like usual, gamers are getting a win, and I'll get into that in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody, and I appreciate you for being here. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We cover all things Battletech and Warhammer 40K, anything science fiction, really. That's kind of my wheelhouse. I'm a #1 best-selling science fiction author, and I've got a Kickstarter open right now for 5 more days. Now, we are reaching incredible amounts. We're probably going to hit $40,000 today with your help. And if you like Battletech, if you enjoy good science fiction, we're opening this up right here. This is a series and a universe, because there's going to be multiple series coming out of this, where there's an intergalactic civil war going on, good sci-fi action. You'll love this if you are a fan of Blaine Pardoe, and for in part reason that he contributed a short story to this. He actually wrote the backstory of one of the Space Marines in this universe, and that's going to be a short story in the novel that comes with this collection. So grab the complete Alien Ring collection so you don't miss that. And thanks for supporting our channel and supporting our artistic efforts. Really appreciate you for being there. This link's in the description below. And please share it with your friends. We got just a few days left, and I want to push this to as many people as possible, because we do need great science fiction worlds out there that are going to replace things like Battletech with the way that Catalyst Labs games are going. Thank you so much for being there. So, Blaine Pardoe, if you don't know the background, like I said, he was a lore writer for Battletech, for MechWarrior. He wrote novels, he wrote short stories, he wrote a lot of the background stuff, and really opened up this world to make it as popular and cool as it is. And he did so, like I said, with Michael A. Stackpole, and they did a wonderful, wonderful job with this. So a couple years ago, they got these harassment letters from a stalker who was like, Blaine Pardoe's a racist, Nazi, bigot, the usual. And they decided to fire Blaine because of that. Now, this guy is a complete creep, pretended to be a woman online, actually a dude, super woke activist, of course. And he was harassing Blaine for years. Now, Blaine actually showed how this guy was harassing him, how there was a lot of problems with him, how he's a creep, to the company. They didn't care because it was all about politics. They decided identity politics was more important than their longtime author who did a lot of things. So that was the end of Blaine working at Battletech. Now, we reported on this, and great channels like Razorfist also reported on it, and let people know that Battletech's converged. There are a bunch of woke weirdos over there now, and they've gotten worse over the recent years. I mean, we've gone at Brian Young, one of their current authors, who doesn't sell nearly as well as Blaine Pardoe, because he's been trying to turn established characters transgender. He just, of course, rants at fans all the time, and that's what these people do. They hate the fans. They hate what came before. They want to destroy it. They want to make it into their own woke little nightmare because everything has to be a weird pride parade for them. It's creepy, but that's what's happening. So Blaine Pardoe, of course, they've been trying to memory hole him at Catalyst Game Labs and tried to make sure he is not a whole part of this. So they came out with this Battletech The Corpse, which is an anthology, and this is a reprint of one that's been out for a long, long time. And you can see it includes stories by Randall N. Bills, Lauren Coleman, Robert Thurston, Michael A. Stackpole, as well as all these people right here. So they literally listed every person who had a short story in the anthology. The only one person that didn't get listed here was Blaine Pardoe. They didn't want him on the front page of Amazon. They didn't want him getting credit. They wanted to try to disassociate him from the brand, even though he created so much of this stuff. Absolutely crazy. So like I said, Blaine made a blog about this and said, I don't care if they put the book back in print. I've been paid for that work, but by omitting my name, that took purposeful effort. I have little doubt this was deliberate by someone who's a part of Catalyst Game Labs. Now, he expects that it's John Helfers who's there, the executive editor, because this is an email from John Helfers to others. And, Blaine's got a book out called Blue Dawn. It's a series, wonderful series, by the way, if you've not read it. And you could see that he also says, I'm not fond of Battletech books being associated with this drivel either. And he goes like full gamma male woman energy with an emoji. Ugh. So this is the editor over there. So it looks like it was probably intentional by a guy like this to do this. This coupled with the fact that they've not been paying him royalties, not been responding to him on royalties that are actually due to him, really, really casts a shadow on this company. They're willing to not abide by contracts, to harass authors, to try to memory hole even like the lore that's there that fans even love because they want to make political points. This is who these people are. It's absolutely disgusting behavior, but this is what we see across the board. We've seen very similar cancelings at Marvel and DC Comics where a lot of creators have just been pushed by the wayside. This has been happening for a lot of years. We've seen people in publishing who have been lost their contracts and disappeared. I'm talking people like, of course, Chuck Dixon, Orson Scott Card, amazingly talented writers who have been memory holed by the entire media and by all these publishing companies, all because woke identity politics have taken root. Now, we did another video showing how current year Battletech stuff is not selling nearly as well as Blaine Pardoe's independent work. It goes to show that Blaine Pardoe had the fan base with him, that the Battletech fans loved what he was doing. And if you read his books are not just rants about politics or anything like that. I've read his Land and Sea recently, Splashdown. He just tells an entertaining story with mechs and a lot of fun. And that's exactly what people want. And so Catalyst Games Labs is doing the opposite of what people want, and they're trying to punish Blaine Pardoe because they're failing. That's what it is, in my opinion. Now, like I said, got a rare W because we did put a lot of pressure. This article went pretty viral, and of course, we did a lot on social media. A lot of good people were commenting on this. Thor Odinson, Mage Leader. You guys do great work in that regard as well. And with that noise being created where he wasn't being credited properly, it looks like we got a rare win today where we actually got listened to for once for Catalyst Game Labs. So I'm going to actually applaud Catalyst Game Labs for once for doing the right thing. It was the wrong thing at first, so this is just correcting it. This shouldn't be a bare minimum standard. I'm not saying that the company's better or anything like that, but they did fix it, and this is the first step. So Blaine Pardoe just posted this morning saying, I'm pleased that Catalyst Game Labs chose to restore my name to the list of authors who contributed to this book. He is now on the updated page for this, as he should be. This is a big win because they could have just ignored it. They could have just tried to shut him down, tried to pretend he was not part of Battletech history. But the fans went out and the fans made a difference. And this is what's been happening across the board in culture. 2024 is really the year that woke is dying. If you look at what's happening, you see all the woke products failing. Star Wars The Acolyte failing terribly. Rings of Power failing terribly. Concord and Dustborn in the video game world failed terribly. Now, when things aren't woke, they don't. You got Black Myth Wukong, the video game's doing awesome. You got Space Marine 2, the non-woke Warhammer 40K game, outperforming everything else that they do over at Games Workshop. This is something that companies are taking notice of because what's happening is they're losing a lot of profits by attacking their fan bases regularly, by not giving the fans what they want, by, of course, trying to hurt people and life ruin people like Blaine Pardoe who have talent, who have been doing a lot of good work for them before, and people are fed up with it. We really are making a difference at this point, and it's rattling them. You could see it in the way that these gaming journalists and people like Brian Young from the current Battletech group are lashing out all the time now. They know that their days are numbered. They know that their little grift that they were trying to push with their identity politics and pronouns and crap like that is not long for this world. It's not working anymore. People are not buying their products. People are actively avoiding products with things like that. And people are going and seeking alternatives. And that's why we're going to win. So a rare W for Catalyst Game Labs, for Battletech, and especially for Blaine Pardoe, who's doing great work. I hope the lawsuit does fantastic. I hope they actually pay you, and I hope you make the rubble bounce because these people need to be taught lessons. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Be sure to back the Hidden Emperor It's got a beautiful, beautiful works for it. Grab the complete Aileron Adventures. Start your journey today. Really appreciate you guys for being there and joining us. And we'll be doing some mech stuff in this universe too soon.